This Sunday, in the Japanese Battle Arena, on the weekend of WrestleMania, we see the return of Takashi Hongo. And more footage of his two assistants, Andy and Mika.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Yeah. Happy WrestleMania /Easter /420. I'm Mike, that's Steve, and we are here to discuss the final batch of episodes in the second arc of the original Kamen Rider, episodes 46 through 52. And yes, it's been a long road.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Here we are at last. In any other instance, this would be the final episode. Maybe a movie left over. Maybe a Visa next. But nope, we're only halfway done.
Yeah, we're halfway done, for crying out loud.
52 episodes in and we're halfway done.
But, you know, like with most Kamen Rider series, and I will admit it, you know, they start off slow and then they pick up. This particular series, oh God. I mean, I know I've said that the past reviews that it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster, legitimately.
Yeah.
And you know, that's because we had several Heisei and Neo Heisei, and now we're at the Showa era, which again,
2 in a row.
If you were to compare it to a ride, I would say legitimately the Heisei, Neo Heisei, and Reiwa are definitely like roller coasters. As for the Showa era, it's more like it's a small world. Or a type of water log ride, you know? There are some that are very exciting, you know, some that just, oh my God, what's next? What, you know, oh my God, we're going under the waterfall. Who's going to get hit with the water? I don't know. Hopefully not me.
Yep.
And then there are others that it's like it's a small world where you're just like, can I just get off in Hawaii and just not, you know? And that's what to me, that's what the Showa era is. Because as many people have noted and have said, it's like there's some reviews where you guys are having fun as hell watching it, and then there are other times you just kind of feel like it's
we're dying.
No, that is true. That is very true with any Showa era, you know, because again, like we said, it's the Wild West. We had no idea what we were doing at this point. None whatsoever. So, you know, it's even like remember your childhoods of how like you were excited to watch a show. You know, one of your favorite shows, whether it be a sick day or after school or on summer vacation. And then, oh my God, it's like my favorite show. But then you go back as an adult and watch it. And you're just like, when does it pick up? When does it pick up?
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah. So that's pretty much what the Kamen Rider is. You know, we can't say it's neither good or bad. It's there. It's what's established the foundation of the house that Toei created with this character, you know? Yeah. So obviously we got to give it some slack, you know. And did we have fun with these episodes this week?
Some more than others.
Yeah, some. So it's a 50-50 here. You know, I will say it is entertaining. It is fun, and well, we had a couple of dips in this batch of episodes today. More so, properly on 420.
Yeah, insert joke about SpongeBob watching C Anemone. We didn't get the meme because we can't find it.
So, you know, also
in a way where we could post it here.
Today he has risen. He has risen today. Takashi Hongo has risen. Of all days, he has risen today. Yeah, this is where Ichimonji just kind of bye.
Fades out, yeah.
Yeah, just bye. Like no real proper send off. It's just bye. That's it. I'm like, okay. But we all, I mean, if you've been doing your homework and you reviewed and you've been with us, you understand that the actor who is
Hiroshi Fujioka
for Ichimonji, he was
the other actor,
for Ichimonji, he is good friends with Fujioka and covered for him while he was recovering. So once we were like, yes, he's good, he kind of just dipped. And I don't know, I feel like in today's current era there would be like one hell of a send-off for him, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, sadly he does not, which kind of feels a little bit like, well, that's messed up. We've been with this guy for like almost like 40 episodes.
39. Exactly 39 episodes.
And we just, that's it. It's like, yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah.
For the most part, yeah. But like as a kid, just like watching the show, it's like kind of, yeah. But there's like part of you that might like hope that it's like, well, you know, Takashi went to Europe and came back. Maybe Ichimonji will come back from South America.
Yeah, it kind of just feels like it just felt like, wow, that's it. Like no goodbye, no nothing, no like no. Just that's
well, I'll say this. What's his name? Ichimonji in this episode got more of a goodbye than Takashi did in episode 13.
Well, Takashi, that was like, again, it's kind of like, well,
yeah, it was really hard because you had to like reuse stock footage, like it was in that transitional phase in Mighty Morphin when we had to deal with the peace conference subplot.
Well, we all know what happened there, and we're not going with any comic like storyline because it's like, again,
it's not canon.
It's not canon, and you could argue the point that it is, but let's be honest here.
It's a separate canon. Like, you know, just like how Batman 90s movies is a separate canon from the Dark Knight trilogy canon, and that is separate from the New 52 canon.
Well, it's also the debate about like films and whatnot. Like apparently, like what was it? Blade Runner is a prequel or a sequel to Universal Soldier. It's like, what?
But do you have evidence of this?
Or there's like, do people take the canonicity of John Carpenter's The Thing and the prequel and then the video games? Is that the whole story? No, it's not. I mean,
see, like the only reason I consider the Animatrix to be canon to the Matrix is because in the Matrix 2, they directly reference things that happened in the Animatrix.
If they referenced it,
in the main medium.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so that did happen. It's like, yeah. But if they don't,
but only the materials that was referenced. So Kid Story was definitely canon because that was directly referenced. New Renaissance is canon because it was directly referenced by the architect. Detective story, I want to believe it's canon, but there's not enough like supporting evidence from dialogue to say, oh no, it's just like a random short that's part of the animatrix. But it is a fantastic short because it was like the previous candidate that like Trinity thought was the one before she met Neo. And it was a great story. She was wrong. But it was
again,
really
the
referenced again.
synchronicity is that, well, we're gonna get there when we get there. Yeah. Why are we here?
Unfortunately, Resurrections is canon. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So why are we here again?
We're here to discuss Mika's final 7 episodes because you never see her again.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you.
Did we already play the title card?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So yeah, again, pretty interesting settings where we're gonna be in today, ladies and gentlemen. The first episode of this is the showdown, the snowy mountain monster Bear Conger.
What's really interesting about these first 2 episodes of the 7-episode batch is first one involves melting ice, while the latter involves freezing water. So you're basically doing the exact opposite.
I don't get why the hell they did that. I was like, wait, we were supposed to blow up the ice caps. Now we want to freeze everything?
Yeah. And again, I still stand by what we discussed the last week and the week before. Like, why isn't that Shocker? Like, they're incredibly competent outside of Japan, but once they get to Japan, they're having a really hard time. Because again, like, episode 14, the cactus dude, he crippled Mexico's entire economy by blowing up a dam. An entire dam. Somehow, and keep in mind, contrary to what you see on a map, Mexico is a very big country. I'm not going to measure how big it is compared to the United States, but it's pretty big. Like, it's like if you spend all your, like, if the only time you visit Mexico was just going to, like, Baja California for 3 days. It's like, oh, we're going to Tecate and Cabo San Lucas and Ensenadas and Catalina. It's like you're thinking, oh, Mexican's not that big. But then when you go to Yucatan, it's like you start to realize, oh snap, it's a 3-hour bus drive just to get to Chichen Itza. It's a whole hour just to get from Tulum to Cancun. Damn, Mexico is way bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, shocker and their agendas. I mean, it really, their agenda just, it
we
just
are a secret club because of our agenda.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, because the minute they get here, their agendas are flipped.
Yeah, and again, somehow, like, Zol conquered all of the Middle East off screen, but then is having a hard time fighting Ichimonji, and he only lasts like 9 episodes.
It's like that last missing piece in a puzzle. It's like it's so difficult because, like, wait, you only have one piece, but you can't fucking do it. You did everything else, but you can't do this. Why not?
And then you have Dr. Shinigami, who we see blow up an entire mountain in the Swiss Alps.
Yeah.
But he's having a hard time once he comes to Japan.
Yeah, I think Japan just as a wise man once said, you can't cure stupid. I think at the time, there might have been something in the air or in the atmosphere that might have been affecting their intelligence.
Oh, you mean in the cabin in the woods?
Yeah, kind of, but also, there was a certain event that happened a decade or two prior. Maybe that was affecting their thinking, because it's like, you guys took over very large land masses, but you can't take over a coastal town in this small little island.
Yeah, you can't even take over Kobe.
Yeah, so I'm like, you want to blame the grunts and the people for not following your orders. You're the one who made the plan, stupid. They are following.
And then they make really dumb decisions, like for example, in episode 47. I know we're skipping ahead a little bit. It's like you have the Ichimonji handed to you on a silver platter, completely frozen, unable to move. You could have easily just, I don't know, put him into a guillotine off with his head. But no, it's like, oh no, I want you to thaw him out so that he could witness his own demise. Or, just hear me out.
No.
The more practical idea, don't worry as much about him feeling his demise. Just get rid of him. Do it. Get out of the way. Leave no stone unturned. Even
Buff when you need him.
Even Dio got the message. It's like, oh, I want Kakyoin to be aware that I'm killing him. No, he's like, Sawardo, Tokyo Tomare. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Runs his fist right through his chest. It's like, you're already dead and you're not even aware of it. And then times 5.
Yeah, no, but regardless, I mean,
it sucks that Kakyoin died, but at least you can't argue with the results.
No, I know, but Shocker's not. I mean, this is a kid's show. The hero has to find a way out, whether it be the most dumbest thing in the world or it's like, really? Oh, yes, I locked him up, sir. I put him in the cell. Did you lock it?
Darn, I knew I was getting something.
And it's just like, oh, all right. But yes, we're here with Bear Conger, which I'm like, where the hell is Al Gore when you need him?
Yeah, the man bear pig.
Because where is that mouth breather? Where is he? Because I'm like, Bear Conger. It is a man with a bear that kind of has a pig face.
Man bear pig. Yeah. You know what's crazy about Man Bear Pig? When Satan tried to fight him and protect humanity, yes, Satan tried to protect humanity from Man Bear Pig. Well, there's one thing you could say about him. He's red, he's dead, and he redeemed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red Dead Redemption.
Well, yeah, we have this whole, again, this episode was really like one of those that I was like, can we just, I mean, everyone is at a ski resort for some reason.
Yeah.
Which
and I'm like slow, and as the episode progresses, I'm getting more and more MacGyver vibes from a very specific episode from season 2.
Yeah. No, because again, so apparently everyone's skiing, and they have this one like crazy old man of the mountains. There's always got to be an old man of the mountains wandering in any mountain.
There's a Man Bear Pig in the woods. You gotta believe me. Crazy old Maurice, eh? Crazy old Maurice.
Yeah. Goro can't. Well, Goro's being teased by Emmy and everyone else because apparently it's like, well, you girls are just lazy. You guys can't ski, but it's like, well, at least the kids.
They look cute in the snow outfits.
Yeah, he loses a ski, but then he meets a little boy, which I'm like, don't tell me the little boy is the Kaijin. Don't tell me the little boy is the Kaijin.
That happened in X.
No, I know it happened in X. It happened in Fives. It's like, yeah. Are we getting that trope here today? No, it's not because it's just some random little boy that just wants to have friends. And I'm like, okay. All right.
Even his grandpa, that's the Kaijin. But his grandpa's a scientist who built the Kaijin.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you didn't want to be involved, Doctor, why did you? I mean, probably they threatened you about your grandson, I'm pretty sure, but either or, you do realize that your grandson was screwed no matter what you said, because it's just so. It's not like so obvious, but because again, you would think maybe the doctor is not such a horrible guy after all, but his name is Dr. Death, so
Dr. Shinigami.
it's literally, I'm like, all right, fine.
See,
But-
like one thing I really hate about the translation, because like we do have like an official English sub, because thank you Tokusatsu, thank you Shout Factory, thank you Tubi, for letting us legally watch Kamen Rider Classic with your subtitles, but like when you listen to the actual Japanese language, it's Dr. Shinigami. And I want to thank all the fan subs that actually refer of Kamen Rider Decade that actually refer to him as Shinigami, because Shinigami in Japanese is the Grim Reaper. But yes, in English language, the Grim Reaper also means death. So it's like, they are going with the manifestation of death route instead of the Grim Reaper route. So it's like Dr. Death, which sounds incredibly generic compared to Dr. Grim Reaper.
Well, it's just so long. I mean, they could have just said Dr. Reaper or something like that.
Yeah,
But
that's why I stick to Dr. Shinigami, because it still sounds better.
Anyone,
we're the Bleach crowd.
Anyone who's read Death Note already knows what a Shinigami is. So it's like, but yeah, no, for some reason, the doctor believes like what he's doing is going to keep his grandson safe, which I'm like, no, because apparently they also forced him to create a thermal bomb that
will melt the ice caps.
Will melt all the snow on this mountain. Apparently,
let me get this straight. You have a man who's part bear and part pig trying to use a thermal means of destroying ice caps. Where's Al Gore when you need him?
I know. Where is that mouth breather? But no joke. I mean, it just seems so. Here's the thing. Also, the good doctor just does not know when to properly call other people. Like, he's calling them. He's literally the equivalent of, "Hey, girl, you up?" Because he calls the doctor like at late at night during a blizzard. You ever get those moments where someone just sends you one of those messages and you're like, bro, there's a fucking tornado or something going on. No, you get over here right now.
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
I did.
How lax is the security at this shocker base to the point that a young child can easily just walk in? Like, it's not even funny that, okay, the doctor.
Well, I mean, we can make all kinds of jokes about Taki repeatedly infiltrating Shocker. It's practically a milk run for him.
But again, he's FBI, so I'm pretty sure he's got some crazy like gadgets or some type of skeleton key that he's able to do it.
Heck, even Goro established himself as a master of breaking and entering. So if Goro infiltrated this base, I would still buy that.
But some random child, some random little ankle biter, just happened to walk in, and he's seeing his grandpa talking to the man bear pig, along with this disheveled, cryptic, grim reaper looking man, and it's just like, out of nowhere, it's like, your grandson is making friends with them. I'm like, yeah, and I know it's kind of creepy.
He might have lured them to our base, but do you even know if he's even been to your base?
Do you even know that he's aware of that you guys are here? I mean,
it's like the grandpa does, but the rest seem to be unaware.
Yeah, you could just keep quiet and just detonate the thermite bomb, and there you go. But no, you just have like, oh my god, they're here. They must be aware. They're on vacation. It's not our fault that you're stalking them and putting your bases where they are.
Yeah, it's complete accident. It's like SAO, where it's like, oh, the first person that Kirito runs into happens to be his sister.
Yeah, but I mean, there's that's just kind of written, but here it's like you could have done.
But it's still a coincidence. Like, what are the odds?
You could have done the whole operation without them realizing it.
Yeah, why'd you have to go to like a snowy mountain to make thermal bombs anyways? Just make the thermal bombs like in, I don't know, Kyushu, in Kobe, in Kyoto, Hokkaido, and then just like discreetly transport them to wherever it is you need to transport them, while having the vehicles cleverly disguised as garbage trucks. The only person who would be able to figure that one out is an Egyptian woman who's holding on to a trading card, hoping her brother doesn't steal it.
Yeah, but they don't think of that because
shut up. Exactly.
They threaten to kill the kid if he befriends them on Facebook. Then the kid has to block them. But then it's like, regardless, it doesn't matter, because it's like, again, I don't get this, but it's like it moves the plot along. So the kid says he can't be friends with them, and then he runs away. But then Ichimonji's like, "What's going on? What's wrong?" And then the kid tells them, "If I'm friends with you, they'll kill me and they'll kill my grandpa." And I'm like, "Do you not see the drone that is a bird watching you?" And now it's like, again, I'm pretty sure you knew to keep your mouth shut, kid. But now that you didn't, you're screwed. And so is your grandfather, because now you're causing his death. Because
mind you, so far, what did our female leads do so far? Let's see. Emmy did nothing. Mika did a card reading. It's not helpful, but it's something. But Yuri, like, at least she administered first aid on the kid because he has hypothermia.
Oh yeah, But again,
Yuri is vaguely doing something useful. But somehow Emmy and Mika end up inside the Shocker base. Complete accident.
Well, remember, they were going to their room, and then the old man of the mountains is in their room, and he's like, you should knock before entering someone's room. How is it when they have the key? And then it turns out it's the man bear pig. Only for them to get run away, but they've wound up going down that employees only hallway that just happens to lead into the Shocker base. I'm like, did no one check the schematics for this place, or did no one see welcome to the Alps Inn, owned by Marriott, also co-owned by Shocker? Did no one see this? No. Apparently not. Apparently not. And so I'm like, well, fancy that. But if this was Mari, at least she would have kicked some ass, because again,
she would use one of those stick things that you use for skiing as a rapier. She'll use two of them, and I'm not just a good fencer. I'm a good dual wielding fencer.
But again, cue the obligatory ice level, because now Ichimonji transforms, and then you thought the Kamen Rider only rode motorcycles. No, he's also good on skis, and he's also very good at using the snow riders, or whatever those things are called.
Snowmobiles.
The snowmobiles, yeah.
Thank you, Cartoon Network.
So I'm like, yeah, cue the obligatory Donkey Kong ice level, because you got people on skis and you got people on the snowmobiles. They're dragging the Kamen Rider through snow. He's pulling them back. They're pulling him. Which
I'm sure might hurt. Not as much.
No. You knew the suit actor was really getting some ice burn, getting dragged all over the place.
And what about the stunties playing the civilian characters?
Well, yeah, no, the Shocker grunts, they're just wearing spandex. And they're in 20 to 10 degree weather.
And you can't tell me that they pulled a Drake and Josh and just like used cheese to recreate the snow.
No. That apparently some sources are like, no, they actually did go up into the mountains and did that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, like
not like today. If they want to make a rain scene, they'll make it rain, or they'll make CGI snow.
They'll use sprinklers. Yeah.
Yeah, they literally were up there, and I'm like, I'm hoping you had some coffee or tea for them, for crying out loud. But yeah, I mean, not much to go here besides, well, funny thing. So the Man Bear Pig had the thermite bomb, and then Ichimonji took it, and then he throws it to Taki. He's like, take care of this. And I'm like, does Taki even know how to disarm a bomb? Does he? Because he's like, you know how hard it is to sweat in almost sub-zero temperatures?
Yeah.
That man was sweating bullets. And I'm like, yeah, Taki, if you don't get this right, you're gonna ignite heat as strong as the sun.
Mm-hmm.
How that would happen with a thermite bomb, I have no idea. I would have no clue. But apparently he did it. Why are you not the Kamen Rider?
Yep.
Taki, why are you not the Rider? But regardless,
he does become one in the not canon comics.
Yeah.
Rider Spirits.
Yeah. But yeah, so one rider kick later, the Man Bear Pig gets thrown off a ledge, and that's a thing with these episodes. A lot of being thrown off of ledges. Like, they can't just like get kicked and fall over and explode like they used to. No, they have to get thrown into a gorge and then explode.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh hey, we're fine. Tachibana Sensei, can we stay longer because we're now friends with the kid again? He's like, yeah, let's stay. I want to stay at the hot springs. I'm like,
yeah, let's go to the Great Wolf Lodge because it's getting too chilly outside, and I want to have the Hawaiian experience for a change.
Yeah. But good call on staying a little bit longer on the slopes, because apparently Ichimonji knows how to ski properly. So
yeah.
Bless their hearts. They saved a little lonely boy from getting blown or thrown into the sun. So, yeah, there you go. Now, next episode. What is this one? It is.
We do the exact opposite. Instead, we're going to freeze things.
The Deadly Ice Devil Todonger. Which, okay, please tell. Okay, good. This is a walrus or a seal, right?
Sea lion.
Could they not have? Was Kibataros not possible? Because I'm like, again, for those who don't know, Kibataros is the Japanese for walrus because it looks like a walrus, which would make more sense. Mm-hmm. But then again, I'm like, well, sea lions and seals do live up in the Arctic, so
yeah. And the only reason I know it's a sea lion is because the dude's name is Sea Lyle or something like that.
Sea Lion. Gee, thanks, Pinocchio.
Oh yeah, my friend Pinocchio has asked me for dinner. Jeez, Pinocchio, you sure are funny. There's something funny about being a wooden boy.
Yeah, but apparently we come with with an enemy as old and as deadly to man than a would-be walrus sea lion kaijin. Mm-hmm. The ocean. Damn the ocean! You have taken many a good men. Mm-hmm. You with your mermaids who are not hot. With your vile-tempered waves and your leviathanous creatures at the bottom. Damn you to hell!
Yeah, and the episode even starts off with Emmy and Mika being extremely mean. By like...
Yeah, what the fuck was up with that?
They're like, Goro, you can't play football with us because you're just a kid. And then freaking Yuri kicks an air ball that hits an old man's like, you kids with your football. And then he throws the football over. and as soon as they turn around, the sea lion dude just like freezes the dude in place.
Well, come on now. Seriously, we like again, don't talk to the elderly girls, they're dying.
Yeah,
Like, you know what?
I can't even make a K-Boomer joke because this is the 1970s. Technically, Goro's the boomer.
Yeah. Technically, it's true. We didn't have terms for the elderly. They were just the elderly or the decrepit. That was it.
Yeah.
There was no boomers. There was no Gen Xers. There was no. We just called them the elderly or the dying. And I'm like, you know what? What I thought the old man was the kaijin. I was like, oh, maybe they were playing too close to the Shocker base because, as we all know, Shocker just has so many of these pop-up bases everywhere. But no, the old man just, yelled at these kids. So this sea lion did a public service because you got rid of a decrepit, angry old man.
Mm-hmm.
One down, millions to go. But yeah, no, I mean, that was just kind of, and then the sea lion just grabs them and what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? I am going to put him in my freezer. Okay?
Because apparently he has a freezer with a bunch of other people, mostly sailors.
So what are you? Well, but, like, why? Why? Are you just collecting them? Or are you just like, just what's the, but again,
apparently they went back to the whole, let's turn these people into cyborgs plan.
Yeah. There is a reason. They want to turn them into cyborgs. They want to turn them into sea lion. Which I'm like.
So this is literally the movie Tusk.
You know what? I did not know Johnny Depp was in that movie until I saw him with that horrible nose job. Also, his daughter was in that movie with him too, along with Kevin Smith's daughter.
Yeah, who am I?
I didn't realize that was his daughter. I was like, oh, you mean the girl who was in Nosferatu, the one with the weird obsession with dead European men?
What's really funny is that Harley Smith is a JoJo fan. But the reason she's a JoJo fan is because I was the one who introduced it to her. We were both at a comic book signing for I forgot his name, David Demonchman, the Polka Dot Man.
Oh, you're talking about Mr. 3 and the One Piece live action, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that guy. That random dude that you see in movies. Like, who the hell is that? I don't know.
Yeah, he publishes his own comics.
But I'm like, I don't know him. I know he's somebody, but he's not like somebody. He's somebody, but he's not somebody. But
he was in Dark Knight.
Yeah. No, I know. He was in The Dark Knight. He was in Ant-Man. He's in a bunch of movies. It's just, I forget, what was that one? It was a horror movie where he was a talk show host and he tried to summon Satan. I forget what that movie is.
Yeah, that one. He was also in Boogeyman.
Yeah. Don't talk about Boogeyman. We don't talk about that. But
Desmalchian.
So
he just published volume 2 of his comic book series, Crowley, which is, I have volume 1 autographed and it's actually really good. And it just so happens that at the signing, Harley Smith also shows up, and so like she and her boyfriend, like, we start talking, and I actually like introduced. They're like, oh man, we would love to watch more anime if there was like something like really macabre, and I'm like, have you considered JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? They're like, wait, what's that? And then I showed them the first episode, and where it opens up with Jonathan's mom having that like debris going right through her face and whatnot, and they're like, okay, this is actually really cool. Let's watch it. And yeah, so it's like, yeah, she's a JoJo fan. Thanks to yours truly. See, that's the thing I could like say I contributed to the culture.
But yeah, no. For some reason, Dr. Shinigami is okay with this. Collecting rant. Also, how big is this sea lion or this walrus? Because no joke, I could have sworn we were on the set of a Godzilla movie because we had fishermen out at sea. And if you know anything about tokusatsu, you being out at sea in a kaijin or a kaiju movie, not a good idea.
Yeah, no.
Not a good idea. Especially the fact that, yeah, this sea lion just can grow to giant size and he's able to freeze not only a captain and his men, but the entire boat and then sink it. For what reasons, we don't know why. He just did it just for funsies.
Oh, yeah, we met King Shark too, by the way.
Like what? The King Shark or Sly Stallone King Shark?
No, I mean the King Shark.
Ooh.
Yeah. The one from the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We're again, and also, damn this kaijin for making more sea widows and unhealthy sea widows.
A lot of them, even and sea bastards, because you got kids without parents.
Well, yeah, I mean, how messed up is it that the kid is like, I'm not going to school. Everyone already said my dad's dead. Why should I'm like, kid? The boat sank, but they never found any bodies. Your dad ain't dead. Now again, he wasn't that far out, so there still could be hope. You little shit, or are you just still waiting to catch that insurance money?
I'm still waiting on. I'm still trying to figure out. Did the sea lion dude just make an ice bridge, or did he just swim?
I don't know.
He swam. Like, damn, how fast are you swimming?
Beats the hell out of me, honestly. But yeah, apparently this sea lion is so crafty and so powerful. It's that, well, he separates Taki and Ichimonji. Like, obviously, it's like, oh, that kid, he's just by the ocean cussing out the ocean because you took my dad. As you should. Yeah. As you should, because the ocean is a bitch.
Yeah. It's like, it's like what Bono said. Every sailor knows that the sea is a friend-made enemy.
Yeah, so don't trust the oceans, people.
Yeah,
but again,
I still won't understand. Freaking, what's his name? Tsunami. That dude, the freaky fish guy, Mako Tsunami. That's his name.
Oh,
because it's like. The ocean kills your father, then you marry it. That is correct. And he wonders why we call him a freaky fish guy? That's it. I'm harpooning everyone in the stadium. Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Yeah, I have to rewatch those episodes and be like, wait, what? Did his dad really die? I don't know. But for some reason the shocker grunts attack the kid. I'm like, why are you attacking the boy?
He didn't do anything.
He didn't know anything. So why are you attacking? Oh, it's because
it's not like he witnessed anything.
Ichimonji's there, so we got to get him. I'm like,
or hear me out. Wait it out.
I mean, they have no idea it was a kaijin. They just know that a storm happened and the boat flipped over. It has nothing to do with you guys. But apparently it's enough that Ichimonji, Taki, and the kid get chased into a cave, and then they get separated because this thing decided to use Ice Beam.
And it froze Taki and the kid.
Poor Taki and not the kid, but poor Taki gets frozen and gets put into the freezer with everyone else. And I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? I don't know.
So Ichimonji pulls a speedwagon. It's like, that's it. I'm going to turn myself into a Kamen Rider. Then use the metal from my robotic body to carefully conduct just enough heat to thaw out Ichimonji and the kid. And I'm like, the fact that they become fully healed and don't have any hypothermia or any level of brain or tissue damage is miraculous to say the least.
Yeah, but again, this whole thing is just, again, it's more efficient than a freaking submarine with screen doors. It's just, what exactly are you trying to get at with, capturing random people? Oh, we're just gonna make cyborgs. Have you not been doing that since the beginning?
Yeah, why'd you put a pause on that?
I'm like, you guys have just been, like, oh yeah, we forgot about that. Yeah, let's keep going. Oh, well, okay, whatever.
See, at least Lord Zed was consistent. Like ever since, like for a solid bunch of episodes, Lord Zed made 3 or 4 attempts to make his own team of evil Rangers. Like you had like the Dark Rangers from that Green No More 2-parter. Then you had that. You had the Ninja Encounter episode where you try to turn Rocky, Adam, and Aisha into a team of evil Rangers by using a snake somehow for some reason, and then you made a 3rd attempt by getting a bunch of kids from like other countries into his own evil version of Battle Fever J. And every time it failed.
Yep, it failed ultimately.
Yep.
But apparently, apparently there's, again, not much went on here besides the pronouncing of the Kaijin's name, and just, again, another fight, another battle, a kick, and the sea lion is gone, and that apparently thawed everyone instantly.
Oh yeah, and also this is the first time Shinigami demonstrates a little bit of his powers, where like he basically uses Confuse Ray on Taki.
Yeah, he used Confuse Ray on Taki when they were in the base, and I was just like, you know what? That is a man that, if in his years, I'm not surprised if he knows how to use Confuse Ray.
Yeah,
so,
I mean he's a Russian Nazi. That's very confusing.
Yeah, go figure. But then again, who says that there weren't Cossack Nazis?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was
we knock the dude over. He falls down a huge cliff. That for that Kaijin, it might have been the last of his days. For Dulcia, it's just a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was the episode. But there's a note here. Apparently, they say that this episode celebrates the 26th birthday of Fujioka. This episode was filmed on his birthday. Yeah! So they did mention him in this. So that was kind of like their birthday shout out to Fujioka.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least there's that. But now let us get in. Now, people, put your bad dragons away, because we got something not better but close to it. This episode is the blood-sucking swamp Hill. It's a leech.
One thing we did not mention, and thankfully so, about the previous episode is, they had Ichimonji frozen. They could have killed him, but they didn't.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Nope.
Yeah. Although they could have done it, they could have killed him.
Yeah.
They could have chopped him up into pieces and then spread it into the ocean. No, thaw him out so I can see him suffer. What? Excuse me, what?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
He's unconscious. He's frozen.
He's vulnerable.
I have the hammer right here. No, unthaw him and put him in an easily escapable trap.
The idiocy of some terrorist organizations.
I'm like, how old is the doctor? I think he might have Alzheimer's. I think he just doesn't know who he is or where he's at or what the stakes are at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Yeah, he's old. He does. He understands.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we called them the elderly or the decrepit back then, because it's like Grandpa's off his meds again, Ma. Is he wearing that Dracula cape again? Yeah.
And that's going to be a thing in Decade.
Mm-hmm.
Because Dr. Shinigami is literally someone's grandpa with Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said it. But yeah, that was one point of the Press episode, but now we get into the Leech episode, and
it starts off with 3 kids
who
like to read their comic strips, but they didn't find a mansion. No, instead they found some leeches. And
oh boy,
yeah,
no, I mean, again, it's a leech, so I caught 3 young boys. Let me start sucking on them because I love sucking the blood of children. No. But he does it anyway because it's the 70s, and we're not as sensitive as we are nowadays. You could get away with sucking on the neck of a child back then. It was highly encouraged.
Yep.
Take that out of context. And I mean, here's the thing, though. So you have the slug kaijin, right? So slug head, big hole right here, but the eye holes are right here.
Yep.
And I'm like, leeches don't have eyes. I know, but this one does, and apparently it's on his belly. And he just goes to town on anyone and everyone. Because that's just the thing. It's a slug it's a leech that likes to suck blood.
Yeah, and then turn people into zombies somehow.
Apparently.
So that's where we got the idea for Leech Dracula.
That is a thing. That could be a thing because again, Leech Dracula, and he had the cape on and everything. I'm like, that makes sense. But talk about a phallic suit, legitimately. Yeah. I'm like, every time that he jettisons leeches from his body that just knocks people out, and then he just gets on top of them and starts going to town on them, and it's like, I'm not. It's too easy. I can say so many phallic things and so many phallic jokes, but I won't. Now available from Bad Dragon. But I won't. I won't. What else happened in this episode besides the depravity?
Not much. I mean, do we even have anything involving the girls? I mean, they physically show up. They get attacked by the leeches.
But they don't get attacked by the main leech guy. That's the thing. It's like, so wait, what? So you, again, this is one of those that would put us on a government watch list. Random men, random boys, you're all about that. But when you have 2 women on there, you're just like, oh, take them over there. But you're not gonna. You've sucked the blood of everyone else except the women. Are you trying to tell us something here?
Yeah. And apparently there's like a special smelling salt for clearing the thing.
Well,
and it's like, oh, we're going to use a drop of this venom to brainwash Hayato on your third swerve.
Well, I mean, leeches, they are a pain in the ass, obviously, but it's not their fault. It's in their nature to do the things they do, obviously. But I mean, they're not that hard. It's not like a tick, a tick that takes some effort to get off of you. But
Yeah, ticks are very sturdy arachnids.
Yeah, they're
But
very.
hey, you have Taki and Tachibana actually fighting some shockers really well. Like freaking
Oh,
Tachibana, like he's like really going
yeah.
at it.
Tachibana Sensei just proves again he's a badass, just 100%.
Yeah,
You know, like
it's like how do you fight kaijin so well? Well, it's not like I haven't fought kaiju about 5 years ago.
yeah. Although I will say though, it's not much because again, it's kind of the thing that Taki and Tachibana did not get leech sucked. I don't think.
Yeah.
Or did they?
Yeah. We got a 5-second clip of Taki fighting Ichimonji, which would have been really interesting to see if it lasted longer because here we have a full human fighting against a brainwashed Kamen Rider, like a full rider.
Yeah,
and no, he just quickly just
he's holding his own against
a full cyborg.
A full cyborg. Taki, what are you made of? What's your diet? Because holy crap.
Pure unadulterated badass.
But yeah, he just happens to get the smelling salts past the rider outfit to the point that it snaps him out of it. And then he fights the leech guy, which again, as phallic as it looks, I'm like, all right. A kick here, another random gorge for hole for it to fall into and blow up. I'm like, you know what?
And there was a line involving draining a swamp. So yeah, insert 2017 reference. Yay. But yeah, no, Tachibana just sabotages the entire machinery. So yeah, I think this episode was more about Tachibana being a badass than anything else.
Yeah, but we already knew that. We were already very much aware of that.
Yeah, but at least we get to see more of it. Oh, but he does throw the leech into into the swamp, and then he's like, "I'm gonna activate an electrical discharge in my arm because apparently it's something I can do." And he punches the swamp, causing the discharge to electrocute the leech.
Yeah, because apparently leeches are weak to electricity.
Well, to be fair, their anatomy is hydroskeletal, so they're mostly water.
Unlike anything dealing with electricity, you're screwed. So
yeah. Hey, what happens to a Deathamere when hit by force lightning? Same thing that happens to everything else. It's a Darth Maul joke.
Yeah, but now we go to the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
The next episode is, again, who names these things? The man-eating monster Istogyuginchaka.
Which probably translates to the man-eating sea anemone.
Again. We had a leech in one episode. Now we have another. But you could actually insert things into this kaijin because apparently
it sucks.
It sucks. No, I'm not saying that the character is wrong or anything. No, it literally sucks. It's the super suckomatic. It literally causes hurricane winds because it is inhaling all that is around it inside of its. I don't know if you could even call it a mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it is a mouth. Because again, it's kind of like starfishes where they don't really have a mouth or teeth. They kind of just, expel their stomachs out to digest their food.
Mm-hmm.
But either or, I'm like, also it has a very creepy laugh that it does all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, apparently there is an archaeologist How archaeology and seeing enemies are a thing, I have no idea. But apparently the archaeologist finds out about some type of mind or something. But he sends the MacGuffin to the mines to, I believe it's his son or his grandson.
Yeah.
And of course, what else is more popular in a Kamen Rider show than child abuse?
Yeah, but hey, the grandpa, like he's a pretty badass on his own, because it's like he takes advantage of the vacuum and like carefully like aims a knife so that it sucks up the knife and like.
Yeah. No, it hurt the Cien enemy, which again, not the craziest costume design for a kaijin, obviously not, because well, it's a Cien enemy. It literally looks and is what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how it creates gale force winds to inhale its enemies, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good question. But yeah, so apparently the kid is being taken care of by his aunt and uncle. You know?
Yeah.
And we all know what happens to aunts and uncles in movies, you know?
But with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, but apparently the aunt and uncle are an asshole. They're assholes in this show.
Your grandpa was a freaky guy.
Yeah, are they even related? Are they even related to this kid? Because they're just like bad mouthing the grandfather, bad mouthing the kid, like, oh, get to work, get to it's like
I'm guessing the aunt and uncle are probably from the opposite side of the family than the grandpa. Like if it's aunt and uncle on his mother's side, then the grandpa is his dad's dad. Or the aunt and uncle are on his father's side, then the grandpa is his mom's dad.
But either or, it's like
I feel like that would make the most sense.
I mean, the kid gets a package from his grandfather, and it's just some random medallion, right? Like, oh, yeah. It's just some 2,000-year-old artifact that could be worth quite a lot because it is rather old, and from an ancient society that apparently it leads to some mind of unspeakable treasures, but to them it's just a piece of junk. That they're just like, look at what your stupid grandfather's on. Of course, you're dumbasses. Only to be like, the kid goes running to the cops and the cops don't believe him. They're abusing me. They're not feeding me. They're beating me for fun. It's like, oh, little boy just making all these things up. I mean, we take care of our children here. Yeah, right.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of that scene from what's that book called? Catching the Rye, where every day they feed the kids slop, except for like the day before parent-teacher conference where they feed the kids like luxury steak, so that when a parent shows, it's like, oh yeah, no, like we feed the kids luxury steak. It's like, wait, did you? Yes, we had luxury steak yesterday. But what? But it's only because that's wonderful. Shut up, kid. It's great that you're feeding them luxury steak. Well, this must be a really great school.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. But again, although it's funny though, so the kid takes the medallion, and apparently it just the light turns on in these freaking hicks. That hey. That's a centuries-old medallion. You think it could be worth something? Where's the kid? Yeah, you just had to say that when apparently the Cien enemy knew where, like, did I hear medallion? And it's like, yeah, commence the sucking. Because these two, well, they went the ways of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Except we're not going to find no bodies.
Yeah, because this dude sucks people up.
Literally sucked them in, and well, he almost got the kid. Because he goes back home, but he winds up getting chased by the shocker grunt and by the enemy. He runs away, but he runs by the cop, and he tells the cops like, "Hey, like I'm getting chased by some crazy bad dragon-looking fleshlight and some lucha libre luchadors. Oh, come on, stop lying, kid. Come on. But apparently, Ichimonji knows about this because he comes riding by and he sees the police. I was like, have you seen a kid like that has a medallion that was chased by a bad dragon fleshlight?
Yeah, he was talking about some monster thing. Our kid's silly. That monster's real!
Yeah. And apparently the monsters go running by and the cop is like, I'm getting too old for this shit. Yeah. But yeah, apparently they saved the kid because, well, we have to. We got to. Because what else is there to do?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think as a police officer, like, maybe you might do some due diligence.
No, the police in Japan are, well, that's why people hire private detectives more over there.
Yeah. Hey, and, at least a nice girl comes with a letter.
Oh, yeah, that one little girl. Yeah, apparently the grandfather is alive.
Yeah, and he had a girl deliver a message. And while Hayato is chasing after this kid, well, Hayato and Taki, they're like we got to find this kid. And then it's like, hey, I'm getting a weird signal. Where's this from? It's like, hey, this is Takashi. I'm on my way. Oh my God, Takashi's here.
Who? Oh, you mean the first rider? Yeah. So yeah, apparently we're preparing for Takashi to come back permanently this time. I hope. No teasing. Oh no, I don't. My paperwork hasn't been properly filled out yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So apparently this medal that they have, why Shocker wants it so bad, it's because apparently it's leading to a secret mine that is worth millions. Apparently it's a rare diamond mine. And these country bumpkins were throwing that thing around like it was a piece of junk. There's no cure for stupid, ladies and gentlemen. But apparently the kid figured it out. That's why they've been after him, because he has the medallion. I'm like, is that so? Really?
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't just, I don't know, like assault the kid and then take the medal? Is it so hard? Apparently so, because apparently Ichimonji is there.
Yep.
And they have to commence the fighting with Ichimonji. And, well, Ichimonji almost gets sucked into the fleshlight. But he apparently was enough to, he got sucked in, but he did a rider kick before it closed up. Mm-hmm. Launching the sea anemone again off a random cliff. Where did that cliff come from?
Yep.
And blew him up.
Yeah. But hey, we got both riders together.
Oh yeah, because Hongo actually came back. And this episode, side note here.
And there's no clip in this episode. They just kick him, he falls in the field and makes a mini explosion.
Yeah, so apparently this was Hayato's final episode as a solo Kamen Rider. All the appearances in the series would later be alongside Hongo. Because, yes, Takashi Hongo is back. Technically. Not fully, but technically. So, a pretty phallic-looking creature, if I ever will say so.
Yeah. So Hongo leaves again.
Oh yeah, but he'll be back because he's got to be back because we have a unicorn.
2 more episodes.
Yeah, 2 more episodes, and this is the final. A trope has now been unlocked, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 Kamen Riders in this series.
Yeah.
Normally,
let's emphasize that
it would happen by episode 20, but no, we're at the halfway point. So technically now it's episode 50. We're supposed to get an extra rider because now we must battle the rock monster
turtle.
No.
Hey, am I turtle enough for the turtle club? Turtle.
Oh yeah, that's right, the turtle. I totally forgot about the turtle. So yeah, There is a turtle, and you thought turtles were heroes. No, they're
Only if they're teenage mutants.
You can't say mutants. You got to say heroes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so apparently, oh boy. So it is a turtle. Turtle. Who has the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah. Because he's making people go blind.
Yeah, instead of
blinded by the light. And yeah, so much so that like Taki and Ichimonji have to wear like those eclipse glasses. But that didn't help much.
yeah, this turtle.
Yeah.
Apparently, one of these is enough to blind the Kamen Rider. Are you sure that's all this thing does is blind somebody? Because I'm pretty sure you could do a whole lot of things with this thing. Anyway. But yes, we have a very, very strong turtle. Not the most craziest of kaijuns, but it is a turtle. And again, this one actually did damage to the Kamen Rider. Amazing, isn't it? We have so many kaijuns with poisons, with ice beams, flame fire, explosions, thermal bombs, but yeah, the turtle blinds him. And it blinds him enough that he is actually blind. Legitimately cannot see. He's going around with like a covering around his eyes. They almost got him in the term of like blowing up his bike.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what. Again, it's like who Dr. Death, why not make more of these turtles with those flashing lights? Because apparently that's an effective thing to use against the Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Very strange. But yes, there is a turtle. He winds up attacking. He winds up getting blind. And then it's so bad that Taki has to call for reinforcements. He has to call for reinforcements from an FBI agent that he used to work with. I wonder if this guy is connected somehow, because as we all know, anyone who guest stars in the show is not legit. Because even so, the turtle is like, the turtle winds up blinding him, but then winds up sabotaging so many things. And even so, it's like the guy who gets brought over, who is the FBI agent, we find out was the turtle the whole time, because he tries to like run over Taki with like they fight in an amusement park. I could have sworn I saw this in a Ninja Turtles arcade game once.
Or The Simpsons.
Or The Simpsons.
Yeah, they play like first levels like takes you to like a carnival.
But yeah, apparently this turtle is a mishmash of different things. It's like a tortoise front, a leatherback turtle shell, a snapping turtle's head. Like this thing could be like a very, very interesting character, but it just uses flashy lights and hurls its shell like Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What notes do I have?
Oh, there's like Taki fights in an amusement park with like roller coaster carts involved.
I'm trying to find out where this was shot at, but apparently it's not giving me anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the informant doctor, like he has to like he takes Taki to the amusement park, but turns out the informant doctor dude turns out to be the turtle dude the whole time. And Taki even gets waterboarded. But
again, the question was, it's like, wait, so you're telling me that the turtle was the informant the whole time? It's like, no. There actually was an FBI agent on their way. It's just that the turtle got to him, and now he's in the middle of the ocean with the fishes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They went full on mafia because now they're waterboarding Taki, but still, apparently Ichimonji has been practicing how to ride motorcycles blind.
Mm-hmm.
And he winds up coming over and trying to save Taki again, which I'm like, Ichimonji, you're blind.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know how to get around?
Because he practiced by riding on his motorcycle while blindfolded.
Well, you know, extra senses be damned, but
yeah,
I'm like,
plus he's a grasshopper. I'm sure he could do some kind of like infrared thing with his antennae.
But it's crazy though that when he's fighting the turtle turns on all the amusement park rides, so he can't really see or hear him now.
But that's why he listens into the ground like he's tough.
Yeah, so now Taki is like, oh, we got to save him. We got to do something. And again, you know, fight battle on the roller coaster, on log flumes, on everything. But there is apparently a random cliff just over there that the turtle gets knocked into and blows up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you couldn't use the flashing light anymore? You couldn't use the Infinity Gauntlet anymore? Mr. Turtle? You couldn't have bended reality? You couldn't have made the blindness permanent? Because apparently when he died, the blindness just left him? But then again, Hongo shows up, obviously,
to
help him out.
Yeah.
So now is the actual appearance that now Takashi and Ichimonji are both together in this episode for the last 5 seconds, and then now it's time for the next episode. Was there anything we left out in this episode?
No. Like we're just counting down for Takashi to come back. Let's be honest.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome if there were 3 more turtles and a rat kaijin here, but sadly, no.
Well, we're gonna encounter a crow kaijin soon, and as we've seen in the past, rats and crows look very similar depending on how they're designed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Next episode.
It's like the rat fan guy has the crow motif done in such a way you could have sworn it was just a crow fan guy.
Yeah. But the next episode, the rock monster Unicorn
from the planet Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's me making an Australian joke.
Because apparently, well, what exactly is this kaijin? I don't know. I could swear it's like a prehistoric insect, maybe. But because apparently they found fossils of it, and now they took the blood from a fossil. I know what you're saying, and I know what you're thinking, but stay with me here. They took the blood from a fossil, and then they put it into some random dude that they had just laying on a table. Who this guy is, we don't know. Could be a convict, could be some random dude. But it transformed him into this cyborg or into this one-eyed monster that I'm guessing he didn't sign up for this. Because talk about loose cannon, talk about just anger issues with this kaijin. It's so bad that we need not 1 but 2 Kamen Riders to take it out.
Yeah.
So what exactly happened here?
What happened is the rock monster just turns people into rocks. It's supposed to be a unicorn, I guess.
That's what they say. I could have sworn it's again, I didn't know unicorns were fossilized.
I mean, they were, but they're actually a species of rhinoceros, not horses.
Well, no, yeah, that's what I was like, it looks more insect. So I was like, I'm like, well, whenever someone says
it looks like a gorma, if anything.
Yeah. Whenever they say unicorn, they just instinctually think the horse, but
yeah.
I mean, there was a type of insect that could be. I mean, rhinoceros beetles are called unicorns.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much again happened in this episode besides everyone being turned into rocks. And we're not even bringing up Emmy and everyone else because they really weren't involved in this episode.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just the fact that now we have 2 Kamen Riders now. Because the rock monster is so tough that we need 2 Kamen Riders to kick it. Hence the title of this episode, Double Rider Kick.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, not much happens. It's just like Takashi's back. Like, that's pretty much it. A scientist gets turned into rock again. You know, there's really not much. Oh, and also there's a toxic gas involved. When isn't there a toxic gas involved?
Next episode, there's a lot of toxic gas.
Yeah. Yeah, there's really not much to say about this episode. Just Takashi comes back for real this time. And he is kicking butt. He's helping our other 2 guys kick butt. Yeah. There's even a brief bit where Hayato's legs are petrified. He tries to cyborg them back into shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's like a notebook about how to undo the petrification. So nothing to do, just double kick. I do like the choreography for it, like when they do like the double spin and they go in opposite directions.
Yeah, it was very, very reminiscent of that Evangelion episode.
Well, Evangelion did base itself off of Kamen Rider. Like, even Evangelion did the double kick thing.
Yeah, which a lot of people don't understand is a Rider reference.
Yeah, and then when Mario does the double Rider kick reference, people are like, oh my god, that's an Evangelion reference. So it's not.
That's not.
It's not.
That's not. It's not. Again,
but believe me, when I did see Mario and Luigi do that double kick against Bowser, believe me, I fangasmed.
Yeah, it's a Rider kick.
It's a Rider kick.
It's a Rider.
Mario did a Rider kick. Let's be clear. Chris Pratt and Charlie Day did a Kamen Rider reference.
Yeah, but most people would take it as an Evangelion reference because they're just plebes. They don't know the history behind this, which I'm like, oh, just because someone does a double kick, I'm like, typically again, Mario is from Japan. So I'm not saying that every kick has to be a Kamen Rider reference. It's not. But when you have a reference that is referencing something that was referencing these 2 specific heroes, it's mind-blowing. It really is once you figure it out. It's like, wait, what? Like, yeah, the whole Ava episode was inspired by this episode.
Yep.
And in turn has inspired many other things.
Yeah, even Mashiro from Bleach is a Kamen Rider reference. Down to her saying, Mashiro kick!
You know what? I actually said that to someone and they were like, what? Dude, her mask.
Outfit.
Look at
her entire outfit.
Look at the outfit. Look at the mask that she has. I'm like, yeah, that's a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
But regardless, I'm like, all right. Oh God, where is that? Well, apparently,
final episode.
Here's the final episode in the review, but apparently there was a movie in between this episode and the last.
Well, no, the movie takes place right after episode 52.
But yes, apparently we have a crow kaijin here, which is not the eagle on top of the world in Shocker Base. That is not what we're representing, although it could be. It could be. So yeah, crows. Crows are very, very interesting creatures.
Yes, it is believed that when a soul dies, a crow carries it to the land of the dead. But sometimes something so bad happens that a terrible sadness is carried with it. But sometimes, just sometimes, a crow brings the soul back from the world of the dead and right the things that are wrong.
Yeah, but apparently crows can also be pets.
Mm-hmm.
That little random Japanese girls can just buy off of nowhere.
Hey, can rain all the time.
So, for some reason, Shocker just poisons like a cell full of gas
Mm-hmm.
and kills. Like I'm guessing either it's the grunts or it's just some random captives that they've had. And it's
At first it's random captives, but later on it's going to be the grunts.
random blue gas. What
Yep.
this gas does, well, it's just poison, but apparently it's not a very effective poison.
Yeah, I swear Tachibana's reading this one magazine that I swear it looks like the cover of a movie poster.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that one scene from Kamen Rider Hibiki when Hibiki's like waiting at this restaurant. And he's like, "Hey, did you see this new movie that came out? It's about 7 strong men. I hear it's going to be a really good movie."
I wonder what they're referencing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it couldn't possibly be a Kurosawa reference, could it?
Well, it is
Hibiki. With a little touch of Susano in there.
It is Hibiki, so it's not that crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, apparently crows are very common things to find at random pet shops in Japan.
Yeah, but it seems every time when the crow does get involved, someone gets hurt.
Yeah, because apparently the little girl tells his mom, "You promised to buy me anything I wanted, Mom, and I want a crow."
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I swear, she sounds like Carmelita Spatz. It's like, I get what I want because I am the best. I am a princess, cowboy, pirate, superhero, veterinarian who can twirl.
Yeah.
I'm not harpooning anything until County teaches me how to spit. I swear, she's such a cake sniffer.
Yeah. But, yeah, apparently, well, we have to involve Goro in here because we haven't had Goro around for a while. He is friends with the same girl who bought the crow. But apparently her parents are not too cool with the crow. They're like, this crow is creeping me out because he keeps talking about Kamen Riders and Shocker. And I'm like,
it's like Kamen Rider, Kamen Rider, Rider.
Product placement.
Semaru, Shocker, Jikoku no Gundam, Wanero, Koroikage.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. This came out a decade later. Akai kamen no bisuri. Chichiyo, ayo, nidoto yo. Kaze no unari ni chite sakebi. Wait, hold on.
It totally sounds like a Pepsi commercial.
Set up.
But yeah, someone shoot that bird.
It is annoying.
But yeah, so apparently the bird, like, I don't know what it ate, but it has horrible gas. That it just ripped a new one in front of the parents, but then it burst out of the cage as a crow kaijin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
causing horrible poisonous gas to be let into the room. And apparently the gas is not poisonous this time. It's a mind control gas that makes the parents kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
The poor little girl walks in and sees the mutilated bodies of her parents. only to be like, yeah, Ichimonji and Hayato have. Oh no, it's Ichimonji and Taki come to the rescue. How did they know? I don't know. I don't know how they knew, but they knew. But the crow winds up gassing them in the elevator, and I guess that didn't work on Ichimonji. Because of course it didn't. Battle ensues on top of the roof because he has to burst through the roof.
Yep.
And the crow runs away because it's like, I will fight you again. Now, here's the thing, and I don't blame them for it, but why did we have to have them? Mika, Emmy, and Yuri passed by the same pet shop. And apparently they get coerced or they get tricked into buying the same crow. Now, again, I can't blame them because they don't know anything. But I'm like, you could say, no, I actually want a parakeet. I actually want the bunny.
Or I want this cute little pupper.
Why did you take the crow? We're talking about Bill Skarsgård's The Crow, not Brandon Lee.
Yeah. Heck, I'll even settle for Eddie Furlong over Bill Skarsgård.
God, no. I would rather be poisoned.
See, here's the thing. Eddie Furlong, it was not good, but at least it understood the assignment.
Yeah, but not too well.
Hey, I'd rather have a D student than an F student. You know, it's like that line from Sky High. D minus. I give you an F. That means I have to see you in summer school.
You know, I do love Bill Skarsgård. I love the man, but oh my God.
I'm indifferent, but the movie was bad. I'm like,
no, that's what I mean. I was like, oh, Bill Skarsgård can't do no wrong. He's been in some pretty good movies, and here it's like, oh God.
Like I survived a pew-pewing on Devil's Night from random gang violence, only to come back and experience this.
Yeah, and the whole thing about your love interest, how the fuck was that your love interest, dude?
You literally just met her, and you're doing drugs.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I really like about the original Eric Draven? He was very much anti-drugs. It's like, he's like, mother's the word for God in the hearts and lips of every child. Morphine is bad for you.
Yeah, no, for people who are not aware, the Crow is a real square. Yeah. He doesn't drink.
He's a straight edge.
He's straight edge. He's straight edge. The kid
his edge is almost as straight as mine.
This is the guy you would make fun of. And yet people are like, I'm the Crow. I'm like, you're a straight edge would-be goth from the discount rack at the Hot Topic? Really? But apparently everyone wants to be the Crow. And I'm like, only one man could have been the Crow, and that's Brendan Lee. May he rest in peace. But we're not talking about that Crow. We're talking about this Crow.
Speaking as an actual Crow, I have to tell you, if you say I want to be the Crow, believe me, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you do not want to be a Crow. It may sound cool and glamorous, but trust me, it hurts.
It's like people, I want to be like Spawn. It's
a waking nightmare.
Have you ever read the comic books? Have you ever read? It's like, I want to be like this superhero. I'm like, wow, that sucks. That sucks, man. I want to be Spider-Man. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You like the idea of being Spider-Man.
I want to be Batman. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You know, in Canada, there's a kinesiology course on being Batman. Where they talk about the physical conditioning you have to go through to do what Batman does, and the physical trauma that you have to undergo to do everything that he has done.
It's the same thing.
We're not even talking about the psychological trauma. I'm talking about physical, kinesiological
Can we just
trauma.
can we just say that being a superhero
Sucks.
at all sucks.
Even
It's
being a Kamen Rider sucks because it's
even
even if you're looking at the original, it's like even being the original, it's like you were turned into a cyborg by Nazis. You were stripped away of your humanity, and if not for a really nice scientist, you would have been brainwashed and you would have been a Nazi yourself.
Yeah. So it's like, again, it's like, I really like this. I really like the armor, but I just don't want to deal with the trauma.
Yeah.
No,
or you want to do something more recent? Okay. Kamen Rider Ryuki. You literally, if you do not fight, you will not survive. Sano had to learn this the hard way because when he refused to fight his own Gigazells and Megazells and whatever that third cell was called, guess what? They turned on him. And then at his weakest point, freaking Oja kills him.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no getting out of this. Fines, like your blood is slowly turning into sand.
Yeah, there is no happy ending for Fies. We've already established this. He's dying.
Yeah, Blade, like even if you defeat all 52 undead, you yourself will turn into an undead just to prevent global extinction.
I mean,
BBT, like you have to go through a lot of training, but you have to fight giant like crustaceans and whatnot. If you're lucky, maybe you'll retire, but you have to be constantly training, though. Can you handle that amount of physical activity?
I mean, look at even Kiva. Look at Kiva. If you were not to be the king, you would die by the hierarchy. Like
even as freaking, let's not forget all the stomach cramps that Otoya had to go through just for using Ixa.
Oh yeah, no.
Using Kivat the second was a death sentence.
I mean, like even like any Kamen Rider, it's like, yeah, dude. Every Kamen Rider, if you look at their story, it's like that is messed up. Even if it's not like, oh, but that's not canon though, is it? I'm like, well, think about it. If you want to include any specials or anything like that, like as official canon, well, technically no and yes. Look at what happened with it. Look at what happened with Oz.
W and Forza might be the best case scenarios in that situation.
Every other Kamen Rider, every other, like even in Sentai, do you think that the Sentai heroes want to go through that crap of fighting mechanical Michael Jackson? No, absolutely not. Mm-hmm. Like, can you imagine like being like a wizard and then fighting an eldritch Cthulhian monster, but only using the power of family and friendship to defeat it? You wouldn't think that, would you?
On top of that, just to become wizard, you have to undergo a sacrificial ritual that could turn you into a monster.
Yeah, and technically it did.
And because if you survive, the monster's still inside of you, and if you don't constantly feed it, it will eat you.
The same thing goes with Beast.
Yeah,
same thing
Beast
goes
has it even worse.
Yeah, he has it even worse. He has to keep, and it's like, oh, but when they're all gone, then you're gone.
What about Deno? Well, in Deno, like you have to be a very rare breed. And in the case you aren't that very rare breed, like every time you transform, people you care about forget more and more of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you are erased from people's memories, you can't come back.
Yeah, no. Again, all the Kamen Riders, all the Sentais, the Ultramen also. Do you want to be like them? No. The idea is great on you, but imagine going through all that. Mm-hmm. Especially in this case. Like again, the Crow is just gassing people and causing their death, also causing Emmy and everyone else to get gassed as well. But of course, who but Hayato winds up kicking the crow's butt, but then he gets gassed. Come on, Hayato, you just got back. Really? You just got back and you're getting gassed by some bird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was all a ruse. Because apparently Hayato made it that he pretended to be gassed to actually infiltrate the Shocker base, which I'm like, it's not that hard to get into Shocker's bases, Hayato. It really isn't. If Taki could do it, if Goro could do it, why go through all that? But where's Ichimonji here? I don't know. I don't know where Ichimonji is. And now we're just focusing on Hayato.
Yeah. Ichimonji is Hayato.
Oh, sorry. Friggin'
where's Takashi, right?
Yeah, Hongo.
Yeah,
because Hongo just, again, and he looks very stylish with his bell bottoms.
Yeah.
You could totally tell this was taught in the 70s. But yeah. Let's see. What else? Well, there is that battle between Dr. Shinigami and Hongo, which does kind of, I don't know where that goes, but it just goes somewhere. I don't know what exactly this gas is supposed to do, though, with the crow. Are you supposed to cause massive chaos that causes manslaughter all over the world, or is it supposed to poison everyone? I don't know what it does.
Yeah.
What else do I have written down here? Well, yeah. No, not much happens here. Other than the inevitable team up of two Kamen Riders fighting a crow. And launching him across the dunes and for it to blow up. But yes, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but again, ladies and gentlemen, let us give a moment to Ichimonji here, because this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. Ichimonji is now
heading out to South America.
He's going to South America for what? I don't know. I hear the women are very beautiful down there. But he's going back. I've heard. But he's apparently going back to being a photographer. So Shocker's just going to let him go. That's it. You're not going to chase after him. You're not going to. You just let him go. But obviously, Hayato. But obviously, well, Hongo is now back. That's it.
Yeah.
We have Hongo back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he never left.
Yeah.
It only took us 39 episodes.
That is very true.
Yeah. Okay. So for this batch of episodes, yeah, I have to.
Did we kill Dr. Shinigami?
No, we did not.
He disappeared, right? I could have sworn I was like, wait a minute.
Just disappears.
Yeah, I'm like, because wait a minute. I'm like, wait.
He's still around.
He's still around. Because like, wait, I don't recall. I had to go back and wait, no, the doctor's still alive. I mean, he had a
feels like Kamen Rider the first, doesn't it?
Yeah, he had a battle with Hongo, and then he just disappeared. And then we go to the crow, and it's like, okay. So because now the next episode, the preview, we have an entirely new bad guy that we're fighting.
Yes, Ambassador Hell.
They're really not creative with names in this show, are they?
No, they're not.
And I swear to God, I've seen that helmet head before.
I can imagine because it looks weirdly like a certain villain from Z-Cross.
Come from Z-Cross, comes like also a couple of decadal references.
Yep.
A couple of Tyson films.
Mm-hmm.
Even Narutaki Sensei has also donned that dome before.
Yep.
A very interesting headgear, I will say. Not so much also when the Go Rangers and Jacka had that helmet on their show.
Yep.
Does anyone remember
Ambassador Dark? Yeah, like freaking Ambassador Hell, not to be confused with Ambassador Darkness.
Because apparently it runs in the family.
Yep. Yeah, like that was like a weird thing because oh wait, they're not cousins, they're brothers.
Again, it runs in the family.
Damn. It's like we're in like Shocker, Carolina or something. Shocker, Bama.
My grandfather wore this helmet, as is his daddy and his daddy before him. So I passed it on to you, son.
I'm going to pass on. Now, I know I have two sons, so I'm going to make two of these helmets. One of you fight a grasshopper guy. The other fights a dragonfly guy. And then at least one of you will come back in about 30 years.
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on.
Yeah. So now,
about 30 years.
So technically here, ladies and gentlemen, technically you could say we finished a Kamen Rider season because Ichimonji is gone. Remember, Hayato Hongo was with us for only up to like 12, 13 episodes. The whole season revolved around Ichimonji. So technically, this should be like a second Kamen Rider season right here. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna give Hongo a shot now. But now we're restarting again from episode 1. Because now we have a new enemy and the original Kamen Rider. So for another 50 some odd episodes, we're gonna have another season.
Mm-hmm.
As crazy as that sounds, but that's how it is. The original Kamen Rider technically is Ichimonji. Because Ichimonji established the henshin pose, the rider kick. Almost everything that we know of Kamen Rider was established by Ichimonji, not Hongo. Now Fujioka Sensei has to come in and do his henshin, do his rider kick, and also get a wicked ass motorcycle. And fight a villain that just, again, his face is all scrunched up in that helmet.
Mm-hmm.
So now, season 2, starring Takashi Hongo.
Oh, it's not season 2. We'll just call it part 2. Because season 2 is V3. It should be called that. Mighty Morphin had the decency to do that.
It should be called that. You know, it's just like if Akiba Rangers can have a season 2 and not a continuation.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they even switched out a character. You don't think we didn't notice Mitsuki was gone?
Yeah.
Anyway. We now
say goodbye to what's her name? Mika, because
she's gone too.
Now it's just Yuri and Emmy. And I'm like, why does it have to be Emmy?
At least we still have Yuri.
Yeah. Like, and again, in these 7 episodes, Yuka and Emmy didn't do squats. Like credit to Yuri and Mari. At least they fought the good fight through and through. And it's not even about fighting as much as it's about just doing something to contribute to the team. Like, even like minor characters from Gaim did more. Like Rat did stuff. Rat's girlfriend, whose name escapes me, did stuff. And what's funny is that Rat's girlfriend is closer in the orbit of main character status than Rat is. So the fact that I remember his name better than her says something about Rat.
Yeah.
But the point is, they did stuff. Pecco did stuff, and he's annoying.
Yeah. But again, we can't have it all now, can we?
Heck, I'll even like transfer it over to Power Rangers. Freaking Vasquez and Hicks were more memorable in RPM than Mika, Emmy. Yeah, Mika and Emmy were.
Well, regardless.
Heck, Vasquez even had a whole episode to herself.
We'll see what happens in these 49-ish episodes of
who else I remember vividly, despite being an obscenely minor character? Jasper from Lost Galaxy.
I don't even know who that is.
It's Lord Zed's human form.
Oh wow.
Yeah, remember when Lord Zed turned into a human? Well, he has a job in the GSA, on Terra Venture, and his name is Jasper, and we see him every now and then, like in the first episode, in episode 17, episode 18, it's like I'm okay, but Jasper, he's further down. It's like, we have to go save Jasper. See, we care about Jasper.
Yeah.
And all you know about him is that he vaguely looks like the actor who played Lord Zed's human form, because he was Lord Zed's human form.
Well, regardless. So
yeah.
let's wrap it up here.
Okay, so what final score do you give to this arc? These 39 episodes as a whole.
The conclusion of Ichimonji. Now I gotta get used to saying Hongo again.
Yeah.
Again, I was kind of disappointed that that's all they gave him was a simple like goodbye, and we took you to Narita Airport. No goodbye from the Tachibana Motor Club, no goodbye from like Goro or any of the people. Hell, we didn't even know what happened to the little girl and her family. We just, someone should have been like, oh, thank you so much, Hongo. Although it's crazy, though. So what's going to happen with Taki now?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Taki and Ichi and Tachibana randomly knew that Ichimonji was the Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
They just knew. There was no reveal. There was no nothing. They just knew.
There's a little bit of a reveal for Taki and Tachibana.
But again, it's everyone else just didn't know, or they're like, how many times they say Ichimonji, you're a coward. You ran away when the Kamen Rider showed up, here it's like, no one said goodbye. It's like, I'm going off to South America to, I don't know. I'm just going off to South America.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Besides the weird names we give these kaijins that were Pinochi, blah, and and his father get jiggy with it. Those were actually entertaining because obviously we ripped on Al Gore, we ripped on pronunciation, we ripped on the whole fact of why are you trying to melt stuff, and then in the next episode we're trying to freeze stuff.
Make up your mind.
Yeah. Can we make up a mind? Are we trying to cause a global warming, or are we trying to cause an ice age? Now the whole fallacies of the bad dragon insert promotional status here. Again, other than the sea anemone, the leech was just boring.
Yeah.
There was not much there. So, well,
They could have done more with the leech, with the whole blood sucking thing.
Yeah.
And again, one of the best ideas from that episode is Taki fighting Ichimonji. But again, it only lasted for like 2 or 3 seconds.
It's a very good premise. I'm like, leeches? You know how many people are frightened of leeches? This could have been a perfect horror episode.
There's even a movie starring Sharon Doherty where like she has to, well, it's basically like the premise of Piranha 3D except with sea lampreys, and even Christopher Lloyd plays the greedy mayor who wants to monopolize on tourism instead of closing down the lake because of the lamprey infestation. Yeah, and of course, like a giant lamprey goes up his butt while he's on the toilet, and that's how he dies.
No, really, Doc?
Yeah.
Wow, I gotta see this.
Yeah, I think it's called like Blood Lake or something like that, or like.
But yeah, so I mean, obviously the sea anemone one was like, again, also a good premise, but not much happened there either.
Mm-hmm.
The turtle episode again was again just one of those meh type of things. I mean, this should have been like the grand goodbye to Ichimonji, in my opinion. And then everything else, just even his goodbye, I'm like, just as he came in, as he left.
Mm-hmm.
He just came and went, and God bless him. You are still considered a primary writer, even though technically you're the second. You're like Birth. You're like Beast. I wouldn't even say Baron. I would say more like Jinochi like level, just like just you're. But regardless, you did leave a mark. You did, Ichimonji. You did good.
Yeah.
You are to be remembered as one of the greats. You started all this, so I praise you. You started all this, not Hongo.
Mm-hmm.
Not Hongo. He had to ride the motorcycle to get the belt to work. You did the whole like.
Oh, found it. It's called Blood Lake: Attack of the Killer Lampreys.
I'll have to look it up later. So
I think it was made for TV.
I tip my hat to Ichimonji because you basically, this is not the house that Hongo built. It's the house that Ichimonji built. So I applaud you, sir, because you started all this. Every single writer would not be doing what they're doing if it wasn't for Ichimonji.
Oh snap! Sierra Hana was in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, she played Nicole. That's crazy. You learned something new.
Regardless, I mean, I will say these episodes were not very strong. I say I gave them like a 7 all around.
But as an arc?
But as an arc, I'm like, well, again, it's got to be like a 6 because, I mean, we lost Mari. We lost so many great people along the way just to be. Yeah, I mean, you kind of just added Mika and Emmy in there just because. Yuri had more of a standing in the beginning, but then has floundered. So hopefully she picks up later on. I hope. I
mean, she'll be the last one standing, so she better.
Yeah. So regardless, I'm like. I give it the whole Ichimonji saga. It's got to be like a 7 out of 10. Because again, it would have been lower, but Ichimonji is the man who started all this. The poses, the kicks, everything. Every single thing that has happened was because of Ichimonji. Now Hongo has to take on the mantle of continuing that, which he will. But it's crazy how people are, every time it's like they talk about Hongo, not Ichimonji. I say Ichimonji should be praised more.
Yeah.
Because
But you see, like that's part of the problem with this series. It's like he deliberately downplayed himself because of that. I don't want to steal Fujioka's spotlight.
The thing
is, he succeeded in the worst possible way because it's like he trailblazed in a sense, but like on a cultural standpoint, he is a trailblazer. But on a literary standpoint, it's like
that's why I say it's a 7 because we knew he even said that I'm here temporarily. I'm not the writer. I'm not. No, you are the writer. You are it. Everything that's happened, every single Kamen Rider that will come after, literally because of everything you did, Ichimonji. Now, I know Hongo is the guy, and that is Hongo. I get it. But don't sell yourself short, sir. Don't. Yeah. Because of you, we now have, like, how many people do the freaking henshin poses? How many people are like, Amazon? Freaking just anything, you know? I could bust out a henshin belt right now. How many people like do the whole, like, you know, no one shouts henshin other than the Kamen Riders. Ultraman just does the whole
all you have to do is like beta capsule.
The Sentais obviously do the whole, but the Sentais got it from you, Ichimonji.
Yeah, and even then, like, Sentai didn't do it at first because it's like
they just twirled and then they transformed. It was because
like in Jaka, they had to go back to their base and then go inside these capsules to transform.
Yeah, they finally took like, hey, the Kamen Riders are doing good with that. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah,
and who started it? It was Ichimonji. So again, don't sell yourself short, sir. It's
like Johnny Blaze gets so glazed because it's like, oh yeah, Nicolas Cage, he's got that transforming bike and the penance stair. But who started the transforming bike and the penance stair? It was Danny.
Who did it? That's what I mean. Let me see here. I can't keep calling him Ichimonji. I can't keep calling him that. What is?
Gotta call him by the actor's name. Yeah.
Yeah. The actor's name. Oh God. Let's see here.
Hold on, I got this.
Hang on, right here.
Hold on. I got it. Hold on, I got this. Takashi Sasaki. See, I remember his name was Takashi. I just didn't want to assume. Yep, Sasaki's still around at age 77.
Yes. So to you, Mr. Takashi, to you, Mr. Sasaki, do not sell yourself short, sir. You are a legend because you started all this. Okay? I know, Hongo, and he is your friend. I get it.
I just found out something interesting. Turns out he has alopecia, so he's actually wearing a wig during the show.
Well, he's bald, right? Yeah. Mean, there are times in that show that I was like, is he wearing a wig? So here's the thing, though. I say it. I'm like, you know what, Mr. Sasaki, if I ever have the chance to meet you, I will praise you, sir, because you established something. And don't sell yourself short. Please don't. Obviously, yeah, you're right. Fujioka Sensei is the Kamen Rider. He is the first one. We can't take that away from him. But everything that happened, establishment, henshin poses, rider kicks, hell, I could even throw in the gimmicks because of things that he would do. It's like, it's all because of you, sir. So I say bravo. Bravo to you, Sasaki. I just wish that they had, like, sent you off with style. Will you come back? Well, we're gonna have to watch and see if Ichimonji comes back. But to Mr. Takashi Sasaki, thank you, sir. Thank you. You made the Kamen Rider what it is today. Despite, oh, well, no. Do not, no. Take it. Because Hongo will take what you did and then run with it. So I know the arc was kind of meh, but what we got out of it, look now. Almost 50, 60 years.
Yeah, like I said, like on the cultural side, it is super important, like pedestal. But literary side, they had to intentionally nerf themselves. They had to sandbag just out of like honor and respect. But the thing is, it's like part of me has to ask whether or not it was even necessary, because like surely like Hiroshi would have been like if they had a heart to heart, it's like listen, I want you to shine more than me if possible. Like even if you're only there temporarily, make the most of that time. I don't know if they ever had such a conversation, or maybe Hiroshi did have a conversation and Takashi's like, no, I can't because you're my best friend, and it wouldn't feel right.
But again, I get it, I understand, but again, despite no matter how you dimmed it, Sasaki, you did shine bright, and you deserve that. You really do. So again, I say to you, sir, thank you so much, because you made it possible. You made the Kamen Rider a thing. So not so well on as we're saying throughout this whole saga of Ichimonji, but to the actor, we applaud you, or I do at least. So, now we start back up with Fujioka Sensei as Hongo. So we'll see how that goes. We won't compare because that's not what we're doing. It's all the same show anyway. But we'll see what happens from here till the end. But yeah, anything else before we get to the people?
Well, for me, the arc, I also have to give it a 7 because, again, at the beginning, it was really good. I liked it, especially because you had this new cast, and they were all contributing. I was a little let down because Hayato did show up very scarcely. I understand why. I just wish that no, I want you to be there more often. It's like Rocky and Jason. Jason eventually comes back in Zio, but Rocky needed to shine as much as he could while Jason was gone. And now that they're both on screen together, it's I want the both of you to shine together.
Yeah, but again, it's because one got nerfed as for that situation. It's more that the writers nerfed the character, not that he purposely.
No, I agree with you on that. But what I'm saying is, it just feels ironic that he says that Ichimonji's last words to Takashi before he flies off is, I can't let you outshine me. Sorry, I can't let you outshine me, Takashi, because this whole time he's been avoiding that.
Yeah.
In real life, it was the opposite. It's I want to make sure you keep outshining me. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
anyways.
Yeah.
But the last trimester of these episodes, they were the weakest part because we got rid of something good and replaced it with something useless.
Yeah, no,
for no reason.
For no reason, but we'll see how it all goes in this next saga. Anyway, what do the people have to say?
Happy to see you guys again. Hey, happy to see you again.
Where do we go?
You're halfway there. You got this. Yeah.
No, we do.
Just 46 more episodes. 46 more episodes. We can do this. We got this. For real, as a kid, did you think you'd know Mighty Morphin would have 155 episodes?
They didn't even think they would reach 30 episodes.
Well, 40, but yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, again, it's the same as this show. It's the same as Kamen Rider with the Sentais. No one knew what they were doing. No one knew what the hell was going on and what cultural impact.
Yeah, I mean, given the whole the fact that Power Rangers was just generally done daily, they would have a new episode every 5 days a week instead of one episode a week and whatnot. It's as a kid, it's you're not able to keep track, especially since DVR was not a thing, Netflix was not a thing,
the internet was not a thing. There was no databases, there was no nothing.
VHS, you would have this giant tape for just 30 minutes.
Yeah,
not even 4 episodes, just 30 minutes. If you want to watch Green with Evil in its entirety, you have to get 5 VHS tapes.
Yeah, the greedy sons of bitches.
But yeah, again, and if I'm being perfectly honest, first of all, keep in mind, I came to the US in '95, so at best, I started Power Rangers at season 3. I have no idea how many episodes there were beforehand, and I wouldn't really be able to start counting episodes until literally Power Rangers in Space, where it's okay, we got the first episode on a Friday, and the next new episode will be also on a Friday, and every week it would just be one new episode. You would have that rare instance where you get a week with 5 new episodes, but that happens once in a while. But they did enough reruns so you could count back. It's okay, so the episode where Adam comes back is episode 25, and freaking the episode where he gets the battleizer is episode 37, and then finally the show ends with 43 episodes. The whole show ends with 43 episodes.
No one realizes the cultural impact or anything of what they do. It's pretty much lightning in a bottle, whether it is appreciated when it's created or years later. That's why they're called cult classics.
Mm-hmm.
No one really knows until finally you get to see how it is. And the Kamen Rider is in that category. The Power Rangers are in that category, along with the Sentai, the Ultramen, Pokemon, Digimon, all that stuff. Anything that we still talk to this day.
Mm-hmm.
It was an idea. It was a thought. We gave it a shot, and look what happened. So, would we have known? Absolutely not. But we're here, and we're still talking about it, and we must.
Yeah. So, so putting myself in a position of a 5-year-old kid in Japan in 1971, there's no way of knowing if the show's going to last 13 episodes or 25 episodes or 50 episodes, much less 100 episodes.
And then continuing on a saga where now, ladies and gentlemen, there are grandparents watching the show with their grandchildren, remembering the adventures of Ichimonji and Hongo, but now dealing with God.
Yeah.
With Power Rangers, people who were the proper age now have children, and some of them have grandchildren watching these shows. So it is a thing. So that's what it is.
Yeah, no, I was the one who introduced my nephew to Mighty Morphin episode 1.
Ugh.
I don't know how much of a fan my nephew is of Power Rangers because I don't see him as often as I would like to. But I hope he remembers me as that cool uncle that introduced him to this crazy show about a bunch of people wearing not spandex and then having a giant robot made out of 5 assorted animals or cars.
Yep. Next question.
Yeah. All right. Seriously, who's Shocker's real estate agent? They should get fired.
I gotta say, how do they get these properties so cheap?
Yeah. I can't wait for Steel Ball Run. Yeah, We're excited for it too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Steel ball run. Yeah. I hope Johnny comes back as Johnny. Yeah, we do too.
Wait,
He played John. I think he's talking about Johnny Young Bosch because he played Jonathan in part 1.
Oh yeah.
So since Johnny Joestar is Jonathan's counterpart in the new timeline, it's like, are we gonna get Johnny coming back to play the same character in this new timeline? I mean, like,
well, he's Dante now, and originally he was Nero. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy finding out that he's Dante now.
So is it crazy? No, absolutely not. So we'll see.
It's like stay tuned in another 20 years when Johnny's gonna play Virgil as well.
Yeah, I'll ask him next week.
But I'll say this: like, I wouldn't have any doubts that even if we asked him at the end of May, he's probably going to say something super vague because he probably has an NDA. But I will say this: every time I do see him in the last, let's say, 4 years, I kept trying to push the thought into him. It's like come back as Johnny in part 7. Come back as Johnny in part 7. Come back as Johnny in part 7. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. And that's it for the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon. Stay notified for our latest videos. We do Ultraman Classic on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gav on Wednesdays, #1 Sentai Go Juger on Thursdays, and the Classic Kamen Rider on Sundays. We finished our second arc. Next week, we're doing the first of 3 movies. Thankfully, the movies are on the short side back then. So
we'll let you know what we think of it.
Yeah, so can't wait. That's pretty much it. And also, we're going to be doing new content for. We're going to be adding more content to our channel, and be sure to check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we started doing shorts. So definitely check out the shorts. Our very first short is about Gundam GQX episode 1. So definitely watch those shorts, give them a like, share them with your friends. We'll be releasing more soon. And if you want to follow our personal content, where can the people find you?
Just on IG. I will be posting. I'll be going to Level Up next weekend. So if any of our fans in the greater Las Vegas, Clark County area wish to see me, drop a line or just come up if you see me, say hi. We'll see how we do these reviews while I'm out and about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. If you want to see me in person, I will be at the Pasadena Comic Con on May 24th at the Pasadena Convention Center. And I don't know if he'll be joining me there, but
I'll try.
Yeah, but yeah, you're usually there, so
but
not always, but usually. And with that in mind, thank you guys so much for watching, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or on my personal Twitch. We hope to see you again real soon. Be sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, update your emergency kits, hug your loved ones. We'll see you all again next time. Happy writing.